What's up, guys? It's the IR guys coming at you. We got Sean, Nick, and Charlie here talking football. Today we're focusing on the AFC East.
All right, let's get into it.
We're starting off with the Buffalo Bills, and we're going to go pick by pick, just talk a little bit about them, and then we'll end up grading them all individually and then as a whole. All right, so we're going to start off with their first-round pick. 30th overall, the Bills selected edge rusher Gregory Rousseau out of Miami. So what do you guys think about that pick?
I like it. I mean, it's a pretty high upside pick if he works out. He was crazy good in 2019. Was it like he's the only guy other than Chase Young to get over 10 sacks or something?
Yeah,
or led the nation behind Chase Young.
Raw.
Yeah.
I think he's very raw.
He's huge.
He's an athletic freak, though.
Yeah.
And that's why I think they drafted him
He's
in round one.
6'7", basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge for an edge rusher. That could
And
be
he doesn't
really,
have to come in and start right away.
Yeah,
Because of
absolutely.
Jerry Hughes and A.J. Epinesa, so like a long-term pick there, I think, which makes sense from a contender
for
the Super Bowl.
I think one thing about this Bills draft that I saw is that it's a lot like it's similar to what Brandon Beane has done his entire time when he's there. Is I remember his first off season, he signed like 25 just sort of mid-grade free agents. No like big splashes, but he wanted guys that he could just sort of develop, and they sort of worked out now. One of those was like Cole Beasley, who's looking great now.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of is shown throughout the rest of this draft. You're going to see a lot of picks like that.
Yeah, I think GM Brandon Beane isn't going to rest until he finds a champion caliber defensive line, as proven with his last few drafts.
Ed Oliver, A.J. Epinesa last year.
I love that pick last year. I mean,
But that pick also raises some questions with their next pick, which is Carlos Basham, a.k.a. Boogie Basham from Wake Forest. Back-to-back edge, which confuses me.
It
when
was
confusing. They already have two good edge rushers, and then they go out and get two more with their top two picks.
So yeah, you go 1-2 with edge rush. I mean, it could work out. I mean, Basham is crazy though. I like him a lot.
No, what
I
holes
like him
do
more
the
than
Bills have?
Rose.
What's that?
What holes do they have?
Running back.
Yeah, they do need a running back.
Yeah, but they already have. I mean, Zach Moss and Devin Singletary aren't the worst.
I know, but
you could have had
They-
Javonte.
they could have picked
Well, they got
Javonte.
Zach Moss last year.
Yeah, but I don't think there's him. Neither him or Singletary are very promising.
Yeah, they could have. You're right. They could have
backs.
taken Javonte at 30 though. That would have been a
Yeah, I think that would have been a
pick.
better pick than
Uh,
going another edge.
And then
At 30,
if you got
right?
because
No,
we
no.
took him at 33.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Broncos took him at 33. So like,
35.
oh, was it 35?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, that's right. Is it?
We traded up
So,
for him.
yeah. Okay, that's my bad.
But
Yeah, but I mean, then you still could have grabbed Basham at 61, and that would have been fine. But
They also could have. Creed Humphrey was still available, which would have been an interesting pick if they could have taken him.
yeah, it was interesting. Their first 4 picks, the Bills, are over 6'5". They picked really big people.
You know, the pattern throughout their whole draft class is just raw athleticism. That's what they. Looks like they're going for upside rather than like solidified.
I kind of like that though, because they already have a good team right now. So they
Yeah,
just
you have the luxury
Makes
to do that.
sense.
That's what Elway did when we had
Yeah.
when the Broncos had Super Bowl teams. He kept drafting athletes.
Yeah, just keep
It's just
pumping
none of them
through
worked
the
out.
Yeah,
That's the
I
unfortunate
think I
part.
don't know.
pump the pipeline.
I think it's pretty bold, and I don't know if the Bills they're good, but I don't know if they're good enough to warrant an entire draft class just on
Yeah.
potential.
I mean, they still haven't won anything.
Yeah.
They still haven't been to the Super Bowl with Allen. I think they needed a couple more holes. I agree. I think that Javonte Williams pick would have been awesome at 30.
Yeah, and then to their third round pick, Spencer Brown. I know you like him, Charlie.
I love him.
I love Spencer
He's
Brown, too.
awesome. He's
most
one of those-
athletic tackle ever.
One
Yeah,
of those
but
10 on the relative
It's in a
athletic
year
scores.
where we didn't have a real combine, so the numbers.
It's true.
are-
So the numbers are a little bit inflated.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but
he's
still
he's also
athletic.
coming from a crappy school, so it's
Yeah.
not like Alabama where they're absolutely inflating all of their guys. Stats.
Yeah.
I don't think you and I was it
Man, they might, I mean,
Iowa?
kinda
Is it
crazy.
Northern Iowa or Northern Illinois?
Northern Iowa.
Yeah, Northern Iowa is just. I don't think they're gonna inflate it
Yeah.
as much as some of those other teams, but
I think he's a lot like picking Gregory Rousseau. It's like the same type of pick for me.
yeah.
And tackle is kind of a need for them, so.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what the reason I loved him is, I thought the Broncos could take him, and he's a right tackle. He's like a pure right tackle. So that's obviously a need for the Broncos. And Mike Munchak just would have had so much fun trying to. I mean, he's 6'9", 321 pounds. He's huge. So.
And then right after that, they take another tackle.
They take another tackle who's really similar.
Tommy Doyle.
Yeah, 6'8", 326 pounds. So it's and from a small school and just a sort of a developmental piece. So it's they definitely had a plan here. They went defensive line,
tackle.
developmental tackle.
Yeah, development. Yeah. I don't know if any of these guys are even day one starters.
I agree. I think Russo could be.
Yeah.
Brown and Doyle, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Well, who are the tackles right now?
That's a good question.
They got Dion Dawkins.
Yeah, let me look up their depth chart.
And
let's see. So they're.
I think their line in general could use some help.
Yeah, they have a good. Is it 7? Let's see. Oh, they have on ESPN they have Carlos Basham listed as the starter. Not that means anything yet, but I'm wondering if he's doing stuff in camp that.
So yeah, I think right now he's better than Russo in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Russo just has.
Yeah, its defender was one of their needs, so they probably filled that. They needed a cornerback too. I don't think they drafted a cornerback.
Let's see, their line, you have Deion Dawkins, Darrell Williams at right tackle. Cody Ford is okay at guard.
Yeah. They have him at guard, Cody Ford?
John Feliciano.
He's
other
middle
guard,
of the
he's
pack.
okay. Yeah. Mitch Morse.
He's pretty good. Yeah, so the tackles they drafted, neither of them will start.
Yeah. But, and if we look at their depth on, again, none of this means anything because it's off-season still, technically. But their depth at defensive end, you have Basham, Hughes on your left side, and then on your right side, you have Mario Addison, Russo, and Epinesa. So it's like...
That's
I mean, if it works,
a lot of depth.
It's cool, but like, yeah, you're gonna have. I mean, they're gonna lose one of these guys.
Yeah, they just overloaded.
And they got Ed Oliver also on the interior.
I guess you could use them as like they've Ed Oliver and Vernon Butler.
Yeah, that second pick was terrible, actually.
Yeah.
There's no need to.
There's zero need for that.
I know.
Literally.
They could have. Who was on the board?
Let's see.
They could have had Creed Humphrey. Who would have helped?
Well, they
they
needed interior D line. I mean, O
Go to-
line.
Yeah, so he would have been a nice pick.
So round one.
Draft Kyle Trask.
Joe.
Okay.
Oh my
They
god.
also could have taken Jason Owe.
Or
would've been
Benjamin St. Juste because they need a corner.
Tyson Campbell was on.
Brady Christensen, who I think is a more solidified tackle than both
Yeah, for
Spencer
sure.
Brown and
Andre Cisco.
But he doesn't
was
quite have the
available
ceiling.
After that
Cisco's-
second pick.
Jazz Surratt maybe.
Aaron Robinson.
Let's see. Benjamin St. Juste. I love him.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, you
'cause
did. Okay.
Corner's also a need for them
Yeah,
too. I think
yeah.
that's probably the pick they should have.
Paulson Adebo, Chaz Surratt was available. I don't
Yeah.
love Chaz Surratt, but I still think it would have been a better pick.
Yeah, he would. Because they got Tremaine Edmonds.
Do they have a tight end also?
Yeah, tight end. They have
Dawson
no,
Knox.
yeah.
Jacob Hollister is their second.
I love Tommy Trumbull, but
You
where
still
he
could've-
was picked
yeah,
was kind of early.
I agree.
So I don't. They could have. Yeah.
I mean, you could have done like.
What pick are we through?
We are through the third pick in the Bills.
Fourth.
Or fourth pick, yeah. 'Cause
So
I
on
guess
the
we've
fifth
done
pick?
Tommy Doyle as well. So
We're on Marquez Stevenson.
I kind of like this pick.
You get another weapon.
What? Yeah, Boomer Bust guy, super fast, kind of replace John Brown,
Yeah, that's a huge.
or hopefully replace John.
Then they got lucky with a late round receiver last year, Gabriel Davis.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I
That's
like
true.
it.
Yeah, I
this.
like it. They have a nice receiving core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they get.
And then you get Beasley and Diggs.
Yeah.
and I love John Brown.
Yeah, I know. Me
That
too.
was
He's
such
not
a good
there now.
signing. For
I don't.
them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now we're good. So, all right, we're gonna come back. So this is, we've sort of talked about their early on picks. This is their later picks. We've got DeMar Hamlin and Rashad Wildgoose. Personally, I mean, I don't know how much you guys know about them, but I think they're both pretty decent picks. Again, sort of developmental guys. I think Wildgoose he's kind of old, is what I remember, or maybe that's.
He looks like he'd be a slot corner. I think he's 5'10", 190.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could potentially be a day 3 steal that they got because
Yeah, oh, he's not old. So.
he's a very good man coverage player.
Yeah,
But at Wisconsin,
yeah.
he never got the opportunity to like play very much man because they do so much zone
But this
coverage.
is
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that could be very promising for the Bills.
And what the
Especially as a slot guy, because they don't really have one of those right now.
one of our draft guys that we're sort of going off of said is, overall, Wild Goose has ordinary size, strength, and speed, and struggles to distinguish himself on tape. Projects as a developmental NFL prospect. So it's just another one of those sort of very Bills picks, where it's just, okay, this could work out. It could be decent.
Yeah.
I don't think it will be decent. I think a lot of people like this pick because he sort of fell, but
I think it's a good like late pick. Though.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the type of guy you take in
yeah.
the end of the draft.
And with their final pick, Jack Anderson,
Yeah.
I think that because they needed interior linemen
Yeah, just depth.
going in, so
It's just a depth
yeah, it's a
guard.
good depth guard.
He's big too for a
Yeah.
guard, so could be fun. I love those big guards. That's what I was saying with Tevin
The
James.
big- yeah,
earlier,
the
just
big
move him into
mauler
guard.
guard.
And Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yeah, yeah.
ABT.
Yeah.
That's what they did with Marshall Yonda. So, all right. So,
Wrapping up the draft,
yeah.
what would you guys give the full draft? What grade?
I'm going C plus.
I was gonna say the exact same. Yeah. C
Yeah,
plus.
B minus.
Okay, and then actually we have the composite grades here from all of the sports writers. So the Bills were ranked 21st in the league. I should have brought this up at the first, but we have this big thing where this guy takes the aggregate of all the draft grades given to teams. So Bills had the 21st. Their best grade was an A minus. Their worst grade was a C plus. They had a few C pluses. So I think C plus is fair. There was mostly Bs, but all of
It's
these
usually
analysts
from
just
Bill,
hand out
yeah.
Bs, and so it's like
Yeah. I think the only reason I give them a C plus is I just don't know if they're a good enough team to have the draft that they
I agree.
did and just banking so much on these players'
Yeah.
upside.
I mean, that's literally what Elway did back when the Broncos were good. is
Well,
he took a bunch of athletes like
Yeah,
Yadam
And he screwed the Broncos.
I don't think they could have
Yeah.
gotten past a B after their first two picks.
Yeah, I don't think.
'Cause that,
Or after their second pick.
yeah,
I
that,
should
that
say.
second pick looks really
I think that.
Yeah.
really
even though
impressive.
Basham is good. I
Yeah.
It's
like
just
him, but, like,
stupid
it's-
because you
why
already
do
you
it?
just
Yeah,
picked one in round one,
Yeah.
and you already have two good guys there.
for sure. I do love the Spencer Brown pick though. I'm gonna give
Yeah,
that one
Spencer
an
Brown
A,
is a nice
but,
pick.
just because I love Spencer Brown. But all right, cool. So that was the Bills draft. We can just sort of briefly talk about their free agency. One of their UDFAs that they signed I liked is Elijah Griffin. He was decent at USC. He's fun because his dad is I think his dad is a rapper. So everyone sort of
That's great.
talks about that with him. But he's okay. I thought he was going to actually get drafted earlier, like a 5th round guy. But so maybe it's an okay signing with the
Yeah, sounds
free agency.
It's good value.
They got Nick Macleod, who's another sort of average developmental corner that you could do in free agency, but I don't know. He's probably not going to do anything valuable. None of these guys really are.
Well,
So I wouldn't.
They got rid of John Brown.
Yeah.
Got Emmanuel Sanders to probably replace that.
Mhm.
Except for then again,
They're different players.
yeah, they're different players, so they don't really have that over the top
Yeah,
speed
I
guy
think they're
anymore,
gonna
which is
miss
probably why
that.
they drafted that wide receiver late.
They're gonna miss that, I think.
Yeah,
Pretty
because
big.
Diggs did do very well without John Brown.
Yeah.
He did all right, but not as well as
he was doing.
Yeah. He's gonna attract more attention
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, you're right. Everyone sort of got surprised.
Yeah, I think we'll expect regression from him.
That's fair. All right, cool. So I think
Oh, they didn't re-sign Josh Norman.
That's fine.
yeah,
He's
he was
not-
bad for them.
yeah.
He was so good in 2015, and then he just
Yeah.
Well,
I
who's
mean,
their second
stunk.
corner now though?
Levi Wallace. I love Levi Wallace.
really. I don't know anything about him.
He was a undrafted guy a couple years ago.
They didn't re-sign EJ Gaines either.
Well, they got Tre'Davious White and Levi Wallace.
I know, but
It's pretty solid. And then you have Micah Hyde and Jordan
Yeah.
Poyer for safety. That's a
It's a
30
pretty good
safety duo.
secondary.
Yeah,
And then
but who they have? I don't. Do they have any corner depth?
that's
No.
why it was a need for him.
Yeah.
They picked Richard Wildgoose, but I don't
He-
know.
that
if
was
he- I don't
late.
think he
I
can
don't.
start.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
maybe
there's no-
Damar Hamlin, who we didn't really
Yeah,
touch on.
maybe
He
they
could
put
be
him
an
in
okay
slot.
like depth piece for both safety and corner, but you're asking a lot out of him.
But if no one gets hurt, then they have a solid secondary.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably top 5, right?
I
Lower
don't.
5.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe
know.
like top 10.
Levi Wallace is Levi Wallace is the wild card for me. I don't know anything about him, but if you like
He's
him,
like
I'll
a-
take that.
He's kind of like a.
He's that
Reminds
guy.
me of Richard Sherman, kind of.
Oh,
To
really?
a lesser degree.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like a
He's
big
sort of-
guy.
He's the guy you always draft in Madden.
Yeah.
He develops well.
He's like a big technical guy.
Okay, okay.
not really very fast, but
Yeah, we'll see.
he's in position. I think he's a solid second corner.
Oh, they have Isaiah Mckenzie too.
Oh,
So there's a speed
Yeah, but
guy
he's
that-
more.
He's their little gadget player.
Yeah.
He actually did okay last year.
Yeah, he
I
had
remember-
a good year.
Yeah, I remember like watching one of their games for some reason, and it was like Isaiah Mckenzie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
had a couple
I think he had a
of them.
touchdown.
Yeah,
I think he had a couple.
he had a few. I think he had one against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Big loss for the Broncos.
Revenge game.
All right.
It's just a bad draft pick.
So what would you give the free agency? What would you rank the free
Yeah, I don't
agency?
think pretty low. I mean, they didn't
Yeah,
really do
I agree.
anything in free agency.
C minus.
Sanders, you're trading Sanders for John Brown, basically. I think John Brown is better.
And then
Yeah,
they paid
John Brown.
Emmanuel more, and he's older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You paid a ton for like Milano.
Yeah, they gave Matt
and-
Milano a lot of money.
Who was it? Was
He's
it
good, but
Mitch
he's-
Morse that they paid a lot for? as
Yeah,
well?
$7 million for a center.
Yeah. It's
It's a lot.
Yeah, and he's not a
Yeah, and he's
great
not even.
center.
That's
like the Lions guy that they paid.
Ragnar, yeah.
That's worth it, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's like one of the best.
Yeah,
centers.
Exactly, he is the
best
best
center.
center in the league. Right from
And they
Lindsley.
paid an average veteran
Yeah.
$7 million.
I agree. It's kind of an average to below average free agency.
Yeah.
And draft. I think the draft is
What
slightly
about?
better than
Oh, we
that.
didn't talk about Mitch
Mitch.
Trubisky.
Oh, that's
Uh,
right. They signed Mitch
I
Trubisky.
don't think that really means anything.
That's a weird place for him. That's like almost like a Jameis.
And they have
move.
Jake Fromm too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of weird.
That's. I don't.
Huh.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know why they did that.
Trubisky's a solid backup, and they're paying him.
Yeah, but why-
nothing.
but why
That's
would
true,
Mitch
they're paying
do
him
that?
absolutely nothing.
I don't know.
Because
I
I,
think
don't
it's-
understand why quarterbacks do that. Like Jameis did that with the Saints.
I think it could
Well,
just be like
Jameis had a reason. I mean, if he stayed there long enough, he'd have a reasonable
Yeah.
opportunity to
Yeah.
play. But
Yeah,
one of
this
the
one
Josh
makes
Allen's not
no
going
sense
anywhere.
to me.
yeah. Well, maybe Josh Allen gets hurt, and then Trubisky gets to show off like.
Yeah,
get
because it is
some
a good
other-
offense.
Yeah,
It
and I
was-
think
it
he's on
was
a
running-
one-year deal
He is, yeah.
for like pretty much nothing.
That it,
$5
you just
mil? Is it-
ship- I
Let me
can
see.
look it up, yeah.
I think it's $5 million
Nicky
for
one.
one
Yeah, I
year,
got
$5
it.
million, which is absolutely nothing for a quarterback.
Yeah, no, it's
Especially a backup who's pretty good.
it's 2.5 million.
2.5, yeah.
Wow. Okay, yeah,
It's a steal.
that's a fine. Yeah, it's like
Even though he's not great.
You know, I
he's
think it's a
good
great.
backup.
I think
yeah.
it's a great move for the Bills, but I don't know what Mitch is doing.
yeah, I agree. I think it's a weird pick for Mitch, but or a weird move for Mitch. Yeah, all right. Well,
Sweet.
I think that's the Bills. Cool. All right, so this is going to be part 2 of episode 1. We're going to be looking at the Miami Dolphins draft and free agency. I think for the most part they had a pretty interesting draft. They had a ton of picks in the top 100. That was sort of like the big storyline with them going into the draft because they had that Houston pick at number 3, which they then traded back to 12, and then up. Was it 12? Yeah, and then
Yeah.
up to
6.
6 with the Eagles. They gained in a few picks from that, but I think I don't know if anyone has the full trade tree, but wasn't the best. I don't really understand it. I understand trading back from 3 to 12, but not really from 12 to 6.
Who did they trade with again?
So they traded
Eagles.
from
With the Eagles.
yeah, from the Niners from 3 to 12, and then
Yeah.
with the Eagles up to 6. But I don't know. I don't really.
They traded the number 6 pick along with the 2021 5th round pick, the Miami Dolphins for the 12th pick, a 4th pick. Let me see.
So I mean,
A 12th pick, a 4th pick, and a 2022 first round pick.
okay, yeah. I mean, it's all right. I don't love going from 12 to 6.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Because like if they were going to take a receiver, everyone sort of suspected that.
Yeah.
and they
Well, I
ended up
kinda
doing
I think that they went up there with the intention, like thinking that Jamar Chase would be there.
That's fair.
At
And
the
I think
time,
that was a good
yeah.
idea at the time because I
I
think
mean,
the Bengals taking Chase was
yeah.
stupid, but that's a whole separate. That's another day.
Yeah. I think the Dolphins should have taken Penne here.
I don't get why everyone's all fussy about
Yeah,
their
I
wide
agree.
receiver core. I don't
'Cause they
think it's
don't
that
have
bad.
I agree with that, but
Dolphins-
I think Jalen Waddle's a fine pick.
Yeah, but they already have.
They should
I
have
think
taken Penny, but
I think Devontae Parker's good, and I think Will
Yeah.
Fuller's good. So
Yeah, that's true. But Jalen Waddle is a great receiver.
yeah, I
Jalen
know,
Waddle's
but
great.
Penny Sewell is a great O tackle.
Yeah,
I think that's a
they
more
do.
pressing need.
Yeah,
And then-
I mean their current depth at tackle is Austin Jackson for left tackle,
He was pretty bad last year.
Jesse Davis as their right tackle, and then Liam Eichenberg is their second.
Yeah.
And he'll probably pass Jesse Davis. I think is what they're
Yeah, I
hoping
think
will happen
Yeah, I
after
think
camp. But
They should have gone Penny in the first round and then with the pick that they used to pick Eichenberg.
Because this is a
Pick some
deep.
skill player.
Yeah, this is a deep wide receiver
Yeah.
class. So.
Yeah, and they had like 8 picks in the top 40. No, they had.
And-
They had 4 in the top
Yeah.
2 rounds.
So with their 36th pick, you could have had. Let's see, who's the
And there-
receivers?
yeah,
Rondale
there's-
Moore was available.
Yeah.
Who's another speedy little guy. Dwayne Eskridge, which is kind of a reach.
Yeah.
Terrence Marshall was available. So like, yeah, you could have
They could have,
absolutely
yeah,
had those
definitely.
guys. And then,
Also,
I think Penny's a lot safer pick than Jalen Waddle.
absolutely.
yeah.
So, if they wanted like a
surefire, and they're
He's
almost
a better pick, more
they're-
valuable pick.
yeah
as
more
well.
valuable. I think they're on the come up too, as a team. I think they'll be a
Get your franchise tackle.
get your
for the
franchise
next
tackle
10,
right now.
12 years.
Yeah.
But
And they don't have one now in Austin
Yeah,
Jackson.
they don't
He's-
have.
yeah, but what would you give the Jalen Waddle pick? Like what grade?
B?
Yeah,
I'll give it a B plus because I like Jalen Waddle a
Yeah,
lot.
B. Yeah,
but
B plus.
I'll give him a
Um,
B minus
that's fair. Yeah,
because I like Smitty more.
that's also
I'm part of the Smitty
The
club.
Smitty Club.
Smitty
Yeah.
Club.
I am not a member of the Smitty
I'm
Club.
not either. I had Waddle as my. I only ranked receivers because I got bored of ranking
Jamar
players.
1,
Yeah.
Wild 2.
I had Jamar, Bateman, and then Waddle and then Smith.
Wow, you're high on
Yeah.
Bateman.
I love Bateman, but again,
Where
that's a
he
different.
he went to
He went to the
Baltimore,
Baltimore,
right?
and that's going to be a.
That sucks.
I think that
He's
ruined
He's
his
gonna
career. Lamar can't throw.
Yeah, but he's going to be the number 1 receiver. He's better than Brown.
Yeah, I think John Brown.
Hollywood.
Hollywood Brown will do. I think he'll do better with another wide receiver.
Yeah, because he's not. A
I
number
don't think he's a
receiver.
very good receiver.
No.
though.
No,
But he's not a number 1
He has
guy.
terrible hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does.
he makes
But
like
then
one-
he's also really young, so
Yeah,
he
that's
could
true.
be good.
The one thing I saw with Waddle on film that I didn't love is he avoids contact a lot, which is okay for like I know T.Y. Hilton did that a lot during his career. Is like he'd often like sit down instead of getting hit, which is fine for self-preservation. But if he's doing it in college, then I'm worried it sort of when he's in the NFL he just sort of becomes scared, and instead of okay, I'm focusing on protecting myself. It's now I'm scared of getting hit, and so then he starts, taking liberties with that. He maybe starts missing catches because he's sort of like concentration drops. He's worried about getting hit more than catching the ball. So that's just one thing I saw, and it wasn't every play, but it was just against bigger guys because he's sort of a smaller guy, and I don't know. It may be nothing, but it could be something. He's 5'10", 182. He's a kind of small guy. Not like Tutu Atwell small, but no one is.
Yeah.
That was a bad pick in the second, but anyways.
All right, second pick of the first round, Jalen Phillips at 19.
18.
This
18.
is, to me, this is probably the boldest pick of the NFL draft.
The boldest pick?
Yeah, I think it's really bold because, well, actually, Jalen Phillips is a great player, but he retired from
Yeah.
football, 2 years ago,
Yeah, 2 years ago.
and then he came out of retirement to play this year
He was good this year. But
Yeah, he was really good.
with like head injuries. So I think this is kind of a very like risky pick to
Yeah.
take.
If he gets
especially
hit,
at 18.
if he gets hit in the head, and they also said, I remember during the draft they were like, his real passion is music, so that's the other reason he quit, is
Yeah.
he wanted to go
Yeah.
do his music career, which
That's
is
definitely
fine, like good on him, but that's worrisome if you're a first pick, but we already know that he's comfortable with retiring from football.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's more inclined to do music than football.
And
That's
Qu-
risky with an 18.
And Quiddy Pay's on the board.
Quiddy Pay's on the board, exactly.
Yeah, he is.
There's
That would've been
offensive
a much
linemen
better
that they
pick.
could have taken. We just
Yeah.
talked about Penny Sewell. Christian Darrisaw was there.
Not Leatherwood though,
Leatherwood
was not
you're
there.
right, Leatherwood was not there.
which shocked everyone.
That is true. They could have had a corner. They could have had Greg Newsome.
Yeah. I mean, they did fill a positional need, but
That's
I
true.
I think they could have done it with a better player.
Eh,
You,
yeah.
you don't think so?
No, I agree. But
He's-
Jalen Phillips,
If he
their
doesn't
gamble pays
retire,
off,
yeah, he's
He's
gonna be
great.
really
he's
good.
very good.
Yeah.
He's like Bradley Chubb was a couple
Yeah,
years ago.
he's really fun. And he's huge. He's
Yeah.
6'5", 266. That's
Yeah.
massive.
What would you give that?
That pick,
Yeah,
B plus.
B. I
Yeah,
think.
I think a B plus or a B is fair. I'd probably go with a B just because
'Cause
of
of
the
the people on the
concussion.
board, I
The
think.
concussion
Yeah.
worries me.
The concussion and I think Quiddy Pay's better. He was on the board.
Yeah, I agree. Kwity Paye is a better player.
I don't think Kwity Paye
Or,
is better.
or safer.
Kwity Paye is a fun
Kwity Paye is
He's
definitely
a
safer.
lot. I think he has a lot
I
higher
don't think
floor.
he's better. Yeah.
He's not better currently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. He could, and he's. I also, if you talk about commitment to the game between Kwity Paye and
Yeah.
Jalen Phillips,
Yeah.
Kwity Paye is like has crazy motivation and like just will. I mean, he's also a nuts athlete, but he just willed
Yeah.
himself into the NFL. All right, so we're gonna go into the Dolphins' third pick in the draft, which was Javon Holland, safety out of Oregon, at pick number 36.
Bold.
Very
pick.
bold.
Pick, yeah. He was really good. He's an opt-out from this season, so those are always risky. We talked about Jalen Phillips and his commitment. Opt-outs are a little different.
Is he related to the linebacker that the Broncos drafted?
No.
No.
Is
I
it?
looked that up. No.
They aren't.
They're not really.
Although that
Because they
would-
both went to Oregon, right?
They did, yeah.
Mhm.
That's odd.
He was really he's led the team in interceptions both years he's played for Oregon. He had 5 and then 4. So he's an interesting. Again, he could work out. Holland.
He
but
played
yeah.
64% of his coverage snaps in the slot at Oregon. Interesting.
He's an honorable mention All Pac-12 in 2019, but then again he opted out in 2020. So you have to think, all right, who is he now? He's 21, so he's not that old, which is just sort of an issue with a lot of the opt-outs, is that they're now older than
Yeah.
what you would normally want to take in the draft, or they're Mormon, and then you get
But-
25-year-olds.
Like, why would they?
Yeah.
I'm confused why they drafted him over Richie Grant or
Yeah.
Trayvon Moore.
There are better safeties
Yeah.
available.
I think
Yeah.
he was the first safety off the board.
Yeah, he
wasn't
was.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's not a very good safety class, though.
No, it's
Yeah, it
not.
is.
But I do like Richie Grant a lot. I don't love Merrick, but I think Grant is solid. He's a fun player to watch. But I don't really know much about Holland, aside from just because he didn't play this year.
Yeah.
And that's it.
But he was good when he played.
He was good when he played, and he's got a good build for safety. He's fast. He's sort of like the.
Is he like a prototypical safety? Like you don't think he'd move to a corner?
I don't think he would move to the corner. No, I think
So-
he's kind of like the ball hawk kind of. He's like Justin Simmons in that mold where it's like sort of skinny but
Yeah.
like lengthy and whatnot, so he can.
And he's
he can
pretty
play that.
fast.
So
I think he was.
That's a good pick. Though.
He was punt returner in 2019. He averaged 15.3 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they get a good safety to join their already highest paid corners.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He
So,
needs.
I mean-
It says he needs to mature in areas of his game, but in both coverage and run defense. That's what I saw exactly. Is that he's kind of not great at run defense. But again, if he's sort of the new age safety, where he's not an Atwater type, he's more of a Simmons type, then it doesn't matter if he's good in run defense or not. He can just sort of hang out in the secondary and run around and try to intercept balls.
Yeah. Which
And
I
if
think
that-
would suit the Dolphins really well.
Yeah, they need that because you've already have Xavier Howard, and
Yeah.
Byron
Byron
Jones,
Jones.
so they're gonna need a sort of
Yeah,
another guy
those
that you
two
can throw
lock
to.
off dudes. So.
Yeah. So that's an okay pick.
Yeah.
I'll give that one maybe an A minus. Oh.
Yeah,
B plus.
I think I'm gonna go A minus too. I was originally B plus, but thinking about it, like
Yeah.
in the Dolphins situation, I feel like that's a good type of player that you want to put
Yeah.
in with
It-
two lockdown corners.
Honestly, it could have been higher than an A minus, except that he's an opt out, so that's always risky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's risky, and I
there's-
still think there's better safeties.
I
in the
agree.
board.
There's probably better safeties, but we'll see how it goes for him. I think it's an okay pick, but
Yeah. All right.
all right, we can move on to Liam Eichenberg, who's the tackle from Notre Dame. He's a big boy. He's 6'6", 305.
I like this pick.
He's a little bit of a reach.
Yeah.
At 42.
A little bit of a reach, but I like the pick for the Dolphins.
But would you rather have him or Dylan Radins or Samuel Cosby?
I'd rather have Liam Eichenberg.
Really?
What
I
about?
think he's just I think he's kind of like more, or like a less risky pick.
What about Walker
he's-
Little?
I'd rather have Eichenberg. Not a big fan of Walker.
Yeah,
Little.
Walker Little.
But I think Eichenberg would come in
Jackson.
and he can start right away for them at right tackle.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad pick.
And he's like a solid, he's a great leader. I think he's like a 2 or 3 year captain for Notre Dame. And watching him in the national or the semifinals, I think he was looking real good against who did they play?
Says that
Notre
Notre
Dame.
Dame. I think they played Notre Dame.
No, they.
says that he
Bama.
might.
He's
Oh,
likely.
they're-
Notre Dame
they are.
played.
Says he's
Yeah, you're
likely.
right.
He's likely to be moved to right guard.
Okay,
That's what they're gonna put him.
that's actually really good because he's not athletic, or he's pretty athletic, but he's
Really
really technically sound.
Yeah, I know. That's what I like.
So
about
if
him.
you move him to guard, I love this idea of moving tackles to guards. That's like my thing.
I
for
know.
this
That's your
offseason.
favorite thing.
That's my favorite thing now. I want to do it with Tevin Jenkins. The Bears had the draft I wanted, and I got Tevin Jenkins. And they can move him to guard. But we talked about Spencer Brown earlier. Would have loved him at tackle, and then you move Tevin Jenkins into guard. That's my whole theory. But anyways, yeah, moving tackles to guard. It's a great idea. I don't know why it's not been done more because tackles are typically bigger. You
Yeah.
can move them in, and they're just small people.
Yeah.
Marshall Ronda is the example of that. He's a Hall of Famer, so you know.
Yeah. What would you give that pick?
B plus.
A minus.
A B.
Oh.
B plus if they move him into guard, but if they keep him in tackle, then
Yeah, their interior offensive line is pretty horrid.
let's see. It
They have
is
Marcus Hunt or that Hunt, Robert Hunt. They have Robert
Hubbard Hunt, Solomon Kinley, and Matt Skura.
Yeah.
So
Yikes, that's
Yeah,
awful.
that's really
That
bad.
is awful.
They probably yeah.
And they didn't really draft. Let's see. If looking at their other picks, they didn't take any other
Yeah,
depth.
wow.
They took
really,
a tight end. They took Larnell Coleman, who's a tackle, a big tackle. So actually,
Maybe they put him at guard with your cute little put every tackle at guard.
no,
theory.
that's. I think Eichenberg is better at guard. Larnell Coleman. I don't know much about him, but
You
he's
could put them both at guard.
he's much bigger. Yeah, why not? just draft all the tackles.
Yeah, and just move them
Yeah,
all
move
around.
them to
Just
guard.
have really deep.
Move them to
guards.
all positions because they're so
Yeah, put 'em at
versatile.
Put him a receiver.
Mhm.
You could do it to running back. Have a
The
fridge,
carried
a little
deal,
fridge.
Like
actually.
ETN.
Fridge.
Like ETN.
ETN.
ETN is not big.
He's not a
I'm
guard.
okay, never mind.
All right. So
Hunter Long pick.
yeah, their next pick, Hunter Long, Boston College
I don't
tight
know.
end.
This one,
There were other
They
tight
kinda
ends
did-
available. That
I don't think they. I mean, I get them drafting
Brevin
a tight
Jordan.
end. I get them drafting
Tommy
a tight
Tremble.
end.
Tommy Tremble was available. Yeah.
Really, they pick Hunter Long over Tommy Tremble.
Tommy Tremble went 2 picks later to the Panthers.
Brevin Jordan, I think, went undrafted, or maybe he was like late in the.
Yeah,
he's
I
like a
think
sixth round pick
There's
or something.
they I
He's
think
better.
they could have got Kendrick
I
Green.
really like
I
Tommy
think, which,
Tremble.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite players in the draft.
Yeah.
I think
Well, they did that because of Gesicki, right? They
Yeah,
They
but
didn't. Did they get another?
Tommy
tight end
Tremble
free
is going to be probably one of the
I think
best
so.
blocking tight ends right when he comes into the
Yeah,
NFL.
and Gesicki's already a good pass catcher. So
Yeah, I feel like
Well, Gesicki's
Tommy Tremble would
gone,
have gone. No, he isn't.
right?
He's
Gesicki's still there.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was gone on my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Didn't do much
Oh, if they
there.
said, yeah, I don't know why they,
We named
especially
Adam Shaheen.
If they need interior line, there's Kendrick Green right there. A few picks later.
for instead of Long.
Yeah. I would have liked that better, I think.
Yeah, that's true. You
I
also
would-
could have taken
Or Tommy Tremble.
Wyatt Davis is there.
Ben Cleveland was there.
Oh, Wyatt Davis.
Quinn
and-
Miners.
Yeah, they could have taken
You
Quinn
could've taken
Miners.
Quinn Miners.
They
He's
could have taken
what?
Wow,
Spencer
that would've
Brown
been a
and
nice
moved him to
pick.
guard.
Yeah, that's 18 picks or 17
Yeah.
picks after. I mean, it's still a bit of a.
They could have
It's- I don't
traded.
think
They
it
could have
would've
traded
reached it.
down a few picks and
Yeah.
still got.
And I don't think it would have been a reach. It was at 81, where they took.
Yeah, I don't think that would've
You
been
could have
a reach at
taken
all.
Quinn Miners there. That would've been a
Yeah.
good
Ben Cleveland, Quinn Miners.
pick. Robert Hainsey too.
Yeah.
He's better interior. He just completed the Notre Dame set.
There's a,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Um,
And then you trade up and get Tommy Tremble.
Yeah,
well, they'd have to trade up
That's what I said.
strange.
a lot.
And again, all of this is subjective because we don't know how
Yeah.
these players are going to work out.
Exactly.
We should mention that, but you know,
What do you think of this draft as like in a whole?
Well, we haven't finished, have we?
yeah, we have a few more picks.
Yeah.
Well, 2 more picks because they went first round, second round, third round, and then 2 7ths. They
2 7ths, so
Yeah.
they didn't have a
Yeah,
fifth.
they
no
didn't have
mid
anything in
rounds.
the middle, which could
No,
bite them. But
no 4, 5, or 6.
yeah.
That's usually where you get. I feel like your depth, your lifeline.
they got
Yeah,
they got
Seventh
Larnell
were
Coleman.
shot, dart throws.
yeah.
You got Larnell Coleman, who's a tackle from
He's not even.
Massachusetts.
Yeah, he's
I
not
don't-
even graded.
Yeah, he's But I do like Jared Dokes. I think he could be interesting. He was their running back that they took with the 244th pick.
Well, yeah,
He's-
because that was the position they needed. Because they
Yeah.
have Miles Gaskin.
He's a
Yeah.
bowling ball.
He's somebody.
I like that.
He's kind
he
of a
could
short
become
yardage guy.
their day one starter.
Yeah, he
Over
could.
Miles Gaskin. He could be like the.
Yeah, I mean they
First
probably
two
have
down.
the worst running back core probably in the league.
Yeah.
He could be.
They
So I'm
wanted,
surprised they
first
didn't
two down.
address it earlier.
Well, they wanted Javonte Williams,
Yeah.
but we jumped him. So
Yeah.
that was fun. But yeah, I think Jared Dokes could be fun. He's
Yeah.
he's 6 foot 230, so he's sort of like a short. What I saw in the
He's
film
not
is
that short for a running back. 6 foot's like.
No. So he's a short yardage guy. So he's not a, no, he's not short.
He's
at
not
all
good
for a running
height.
back.
Nick.
Yeah, this thing's not the most creative runner, but he's a
Yeah.
priority back. So exactly, that's what I saw in the
And
film. is
yeah,
that he's just-
kind of comparing to Javonte Williams. Good contact balance.
Yeah, he'll run it up the middle.
Yeah.
and
Like what would you
Probably
say?
be good at
First
that.
and second down back, and then maybe
third
if
down.
Put him
that's
in,
like probably
put him in on 4th and
best.
short.
Yeah,
Yeah.
third.
We'll do that.
Short yardage situations.
He's not going to do stuff out in the flat.
I think Miles Gaskin will still keep that job.
Yeah, he's an okay receiver actually, but
Yeah, I like that.
yeah.
All right.
I think
So
it's a
now,
good seven
Sean,
pick.
now we can grade the whole draft. What would you give it?
I'm gonna give it a B.
I agree.
I'll third that.
Solid players, but not great value.
Yeah.
This
I agree.
oh sorry.
They were clearly not drafting.
If you just
BPA.
look at their draft and not the position and who's on the board, I think it's solid. But.
Which is Lollick.
So,
The-
what we
the-
forgot to do with the Bills, which we could probably do now, is what do you think the record is next season?
the Dolphins.
The Bill or
We'll do Dolphins and then we'll go
Well,
Bills.
we
again.
have to go every week and then coordinate this with all the other ones if we're gonna do this in multiple.
Yeah, well, just a quick snapshot.
snap
Okay.
rate. And then what were they this year? Let's see.
And remember, there's 17 games now,
Do you think they got better from last year?
slightly.
It,
and then they'll have-
depends a lot on Tua.
They'll have youth. They'll have growth out of their young
Yeah,
players,
Tua.
too. I think they're gonna go 9 and 8.
Yeah. This year they were
9 and
10
8
and
or
6
8 and
this
9.
year.
I think they're going either 9 and 8 or 8
I think
9.
really.
I think 10 and 7 just because
Yeah,
they won 10
9.
games last year. I don't know what their schedule
I like
is.
10 and
so,
7.
Yeah,
um,
I'm going 9 and 8.
Alright, fair enough. Also, the Dolphins, I don't know if we mentioned this earlier, but Dolphins had the 5th best composite draft, which I
Yeah,
don't see.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's just everyone loved them because again they had all of these high picks.
Yeah, you just look at who the players are. You're
Yeah.
like, wow, that's a good draft.
Yeah,
and
but-
then you look where they were picked.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're like, ooh, that's value wise.
Even the harshest grader, their lowest grade was a B, which again doesn't. I don't know. I don't really track that, but
We're pretty cynical.
apparently, yeah. I guess, and I watched us give the Broncos.
In
like an
their
A+.
their free agency, they got Jason McCourty, they got
They lost Kyle Van Noy.
Benardrick McKinney,
He's one of their starters.
We
now.
got Jerome Baker. I like him.
But he was already there.
Justin
Well,
Coleman.
yeah. I'm just talking.
Oh, just players.
yeah,
right,
like the team in general.
Okay.
They
They
solid defense.
Their UDFA's, none really matter.
They got DJ
Robert
Fluker.
Jones as an IOL could be another good depth piece.
How many day one starters do you think they drafted?
Phillips will start.
Waddle.
Waddle will start.
Holland will probably start, right?
I
Yeah.
think he will because who are their other safeties?
and
Yeah,
I
Eric Rowe and.
Four
Jamal
stars. That's pretty
Perry.
good.
And Eichenberg will probably start too.
Compared
I
to
mean, well, it's 4 starters, but also like
But that's also 4 players picked in like the top 40 picks.
Yeah.
So
Eichenberg. I
that's
mean,
where starters are picked.
yeah,
but
but also
got
like
one starter.
It's a nice haul.
well, but it's like 4 starters, but the players that they're starting over are crap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like,
So it's a
Yeah,
good-
it's true.
it's relative, but I still think it. Yeah, if you can get 4 starters, anyways, that's good because I think that the
Yeah.
other teams tried that and have bigger needs and they drafted players that needs who won't start. So, yeah.
Yeah,
fair
they
play
filled
to
their
the
needs pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
It's a pretty average draft.
next.
All right, so this is gonna be part 3 of episode 1. This is the Jets draft, and we're just gonna do the exact same process. Starting off with the number 2 pick in the 2021 NFL draft, Mr. Zach Wilson. What do you guys think of this one?
Zachy boy.
I like this pick.
Yeah.
I think because
I-
of Zach
yeah.
Wilson's upside, he was obvious choice over the other QBs on the board.
He
Maybe
is-
you think of Justin Fields here. I'd be fine with that too. That'd probably
he
be
is
better.
Drew Lock.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I think
what
he's
I said.
he's better Drew Lock.
He's
he
a better
plays
Drew
a lot
Lock.
like Drew Lock, but I think he's a better decision maker. For
I
one thing,
agree.
he's a better leader.
better leader.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that.
Yes, he's.
I
Look
think-
at how he does a great job leading.
Well, it's because
Drew Lock, what is he doing?
Well, Drew Lock's got a little bit of
Drew
swagger.
Lock dances.
Yeah, he's
Okay,
he's
well,
a dancer.
and-
He raps on the
Okay,
sideline.
and Zach Wilson's more accurate.
Zach Wilson's cocky and fun. Drew Lock is cocky and
Yeah,
he dances.
Exactly.
I think they should have taken Justin Fields. I would have taken
Justin Fields.
I agree.
But I don't think we should rip on this pick because if you find
They needed
if you
a-
find a quarterback that you like, you pick that.
Well, if you go
quarterback.
back, Darnold, like I wouldn't have.
Good player.
Yeah. You
Good
could
player.
have
I
traded
think-
back.
I
He's
think-
gonna have fun in
Kept Darnold.
Carolina.
Oh yeah, I think they should have kept Darnold. I love Darnold. If I were them, I would have kept Darnold. And,
I think the exact same thing is
Drafted
gonna happen
him.
with Wilson, where it's just like
Yeah.
everyone's like, oh, well,
He's not good
he
right
sucks.
away. So.
Except now
Yeah.
though, there's more around him, so it'll be
Not
easier for
much.
him.
It's still a pretty bad rock. I mean, I guess there's like slightly
They have-
Quinn Williams.
Well,
Mekhi
and they
Becton.
get Elijah Vera Tucker and they have Mekhi Becton.
Mekhi Becton's a mauler.
Yeah.
Connor McGovern at center.
Their line's looking all right.
And
George
they get
Fant
Elijah.
at
They
right
have
tackle.
Elijah Moore, Denzel Mims, Corey Davis at receiver. That's pretty good.
Their running back is massive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tevin
running-
Coleman.
Yeah,
And
Their
then
running backs are
but it'll be
awful.
Michael Carter.
yeah, probably will be
who's
Michael
fine.
Carter. And he will be good.
The corner, Michael Carter.
Yeah,
Yes.
their line looks.
Which Michael
Michael
better.
Carter out of UNC will be their running back this year.
I think their only hole on offense is George Fant at right tackle.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got-
But they don't have a tight end anymore, do they?
Chris
Oh, yeah.
Herndon.
Oh wait, no, they have Chris Herndon.
Chris
don't they?
Herndon, Tyler Croft.
Yeah, that's solid.
It's okay.
It's not good.
It's not good.
It's
but
solid
It's
though.
below average, I'd say.
You can address that next year. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're obviously not going to do anything this year.
Yeah, no, they can't do
They're-
it. There's no tight end.
No.
And their defense is pretty bad.
Well, also their team.
We could ship them
Their defense is.
Okabuga now.
good. Oh, I love Oklahoma.
And then we could do a little quarterback switch. I mean,
Yeah.
Drew Lock and
No, we'll
Oakland
trade him
on
Teddy.
we'll yeah.
for Zach Wilson.
We're keeping Drew.
That'd be good. I'd love that. Anyways, I mean, yeah, you're giving him the same player at a tight end.
All right,
Anyways, yeah,
let's go with Elijah Vera Tucker.
Elijah Veritek.
That's a
I
good
like
pick.
it. Yeah.
I like this pick a
Good
lot.
pick.
Yeah, this is an amazing pick.
Let's
I,
see.
a lot of people don't like it because they traded up to get him.
Yeah, but he's.
They needed
I think-
interior.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
he's the best
he's
interior.
he's going to
too.
be very good.
And if you look, I mean, Rashawn Slater went the pick before him, so
Yeah,
you weren't going to get that.
yeah, that's true. Slater would have been good.
So, like, but yeah, but they had no chance of getting him. So
yeah,
the tackles that went back behind him, Leatherwood and Darisaw, that they could have.
I could see Darisaw,
but I think they
That
had,
would be a big
I
reach.
think they
It
had
would.
in mind moving him to guard, which is why they did it.
Yeah.
And now they're going to stack up their left side. It's probably
Yeah.
going to be top 5 in the NFL.
Yeah. So like, good pick on that one.
Yeah.
I'll give that an A. I think it's the
Me
first
too.
A
Yeah, I'm getting a solid
that
A.
we've
Zach
given out
Wilson's
today.
like I'm going B plus or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'll go B plus. Yeah, A for APT.
Again, we're much harsher than these
Yeah.
Yeah.
other people because we don't have any stake in this.
Yeah,
we
it's
don't
true.
have a job that requires us being nice to fans.
All right.
And we don't have any fans, so that's
Yeah.
Oh, but we will.
Oh yes, once we
When
once
this
we sell
blows
the
out.
Barstool. Yeah.
Once we get bought.
Yeah.
Once we sell
Like
the
Google.
Barstool.
Yeah, Google's gonna buy us. All right,
Elijah Moore.
that's a good pick. I like that.
Love this pick.
A. I give this pick an A automatically.
I think
Sure.
the
He's great.
upgrades they had at receiver this year are amazing.
Yeah,
They
they're
are-
gonna have
they
a good
Corey
receiver.
Davis in free agency. They draft Elijah Moore, and now they're gonna get Denzel Mims back from injury.
I love Denzel
Yeah.
Mims
Do they
coming
still
out
have
last year.
Jameson Crowder?
They do.
Yes,
They're,
this is
they're
a very good receiver.
Yeah, they're
And they have
receivers,
Braxton
man.
Berrios.
Yeah.
Right, you can't forget
I
about
think
Braxton
they're
Berrios.
doing what you'd have to do. It's kind of similar to what the Bills did with Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Except they're getting the weapons along with Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
So it's like they've
Yeah.
been building for this.
And again, none of these guys are like big splash guys. I think Elijah Moore could be at some point, but
Yeah.
but they're good. It's you're right with the Bills. They got John Brown, they got Cole Beasley.
Diggs
was a big sort of a big splash, but like before that they got
Oh,
Brown and
yeah.
Beasley, and it was like under the radar. But
Yeah, they turned
they were
out.
really good players, and everyone sort of saw that they were
Yeah.
really great additions at the time. And I think it's the exact same thing. Corey Davis was awesome last year.
Yeah, he's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
That was fun to see him finally have a breakout. I drafted him. That was like one of the first fantasy drafts I was ever in.
I think I
Corey
drafted him
Davis
too.
because he was like, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a huge sleeper.
I've always
and then he just
drafted him.
stunk for 3 years in a row.
I've drafted him, I think, every year.
But hey, this year it worked out, so
Yeah.
good on you. I gave up about 2 years ago.
So I like this pick.
Yeah, he's awesome. He was
Well,
so
actually, yeah, he's
good.
dirty.
He's a little small, but like
He's gonna be.
you could have him. He's gonna be an
Incredible.
excellent slot receiver.
Yeah.
He's
You,
gonna be
you already
their
have
slot receiver.
Davis
and then you got
and
Mims and
Crowder
Davis on the
and,
outside.
yeah, and Mims is a huge.
Yeah,
boy, so.
he's their deep threat.
Yeah.
Well, he's their
Davis is
X
like their
receiver.
Number one. What do you mean X?
Like, there's X, Z, slot.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it's whichever side. Probably Mims on.
Well, like
that-
X, like the big jump ball receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then that's Mims.
Yeah, I think they've got a good.
Good set.
Yeah.
More could be awesome. But
Yeah, he's
I
gonna be
love
so-
that pick as well.
They have a very good core of receivers, and then they go and get a running back, who's he'll be their starter for sure. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. I mean, they don't have any. I mean,
Yeah,
again,
their
we just
running
went over
backs
that.
are awful.
Tevin Coleman,
Yeah.
Ty Johnson,
So I think
Michael Perine.
I think he'll be the starter, but nothing special.
Yeah,
He'll be fine though. I mean,
good, and he's like again. It's if you want to compare the Carolina running backs to the Broncos running backs last year, he'd be the Lindsey type
Yeah.
compared to Williams,
Yeah.
who's closer to
Yeah,
Gordon.
he's
It's
kind of
just
got some
Gordon's-
upside too.
Yeah, he's good. He's okay at pass. He's like sort of one dimensional in that he'll get outside and he's fast.
He's
but-
all right. He's an all right pass catcher.
Yeah, yeah. Well, same as
Javonte.
yeah. I think Javonte's better.
Yeah, Javonte.
But
Javonte.
again, he went higher, so
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
it's fine. All right, Jimmy and this is now we're gonna get into their run on defensive backs and
Yeah.
safeties.
Which I love.
They went 5 in a row, which again, fine. Yeah.
Jameen Sherwood.
Jameen
Just-
Sherwood. Who's he?
Yeah, exactly.
He's a solid safety.
He's a big, strong safety.
He is big.
Spent a high percentage of snaps inside the box.
Yeah.
Or working, covering
I like how
tight ends.
this little streak at the end of the draft. they
Yeah,
just go
well, because
deep.
they have terrible secondary.
It's-
Might as well.
I think that's how the smart way to draft nowadays.
You like that Michael Carter?
I do like
Yeah.
Michael Carter. He's fast.
They get another
fun.
player with the same name, exact
Yes.
name in the same drafts.
Um,
And yeah, I don't know if he's a starting
Well,
safety. I think
the
he's,
other thing that you get with these guys is they're late round defensive backs, but they're good athletes.
Yeah,
so you're going to
yeah,
put those
you
on
can
special
move 'em,
teams
yeah,
regardless.
yeah.
So like, if you have a good special teams, we know that can benefit the rest of your team
Yeah.
absolutely, and that just means that you have depth, and you just have good football
Yeah,
players.
they get depth.
Yeah.
I
The
think
thing about the
most
Jameen
important.
Sherwood pick is Jamar Johnson's still on the board. And so is Talanoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, actually,
that's true. I would have.
huge.
Talanova's still
I
on
li-
the
You
we were
did
just
miss
talking
out on
about what they
Talanoa.
did.
Oh my god.
For Jameen
They should have
Sherwood.
picked. Yeah. They should, yeah.
Such a mistake, but it's alright. I won't hold it against
No,
him, I guess.
yeah. So what do you give the draft in a whole?
I'll give him-
Well, we got a whole few more picks because I actually we've got Hamza Nasiruddin
Nasiruddin.
from Florida State.
25th
He's a
ranked.
huge player. I like him a lot. I thought he was. I mean, to get him in the 6th round, it's nice. That's a great pick. He's a big boy. Again,
Yeah, he
you
could.
can stick him in the box. You can stick him.
Yeah, he's a linebacker hybrid almost.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that could be a really.
Could we see the second coming of Blitz Boy?
The second coming of Blitzball? I don't know about that. But,
Six,
maybe
13.
with Brandon Eccles, who I don't know who that is. He's okay. He's the next pick, but
Kentucky.
he's okay. Again,
5'10".
depth piece.
He's probably gonna be slot corner.
Another depth piece, good for special teams when you need them.
Yeah.
Because again, I think that's what they're really trying to do here. Is they're like, okay, we can build this roster and we can try to find big splash guys, but we could also do that through free agency. So why not try to get as many just good athletes, good football players on the team
Exactly.
while we can? And yeah, I thought they did okay with that. But I do like Nasiruddin in the 6th.
Yeah.
That he fell way too far. If you got him in like the 3rd, it would be a little bit high, but
Yeah.
good player in the 6th. And again, he's huge, so you can try to develop him.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Jonathan Marshall, D tackle, Arkansas. 6'3", 310.
I mean, I like what Arkansas. They don't use their defensive tackles well, but they have good ones. Like we
Yeah.
saw McTelvin Agim, I don't know how to say it, but he came out last year to the Broncos. He was horribly misused at Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I think that was the same thing that I read a lot with Marshall, is it just not used well, but
They already have some
good solid
I
player.
mean, they've got Quentin Williams.
Yeah, and that's another depth
Well,
guy.
yeah, it's another position where you
So-
want depth too.
Yeah, exactly. So like, good pick there. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good draft.
Yeah.
The composite rankings have them 4th.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's in the range. I don't know if they're 4th, but I think that's in the
Yeah.
range where they should be. Not like, Miami who's at 5th. That's not
Yeah.
at all correct. But yeah, I think 4 through like 8 maybe
I
is.
give them. I think I give them an A minus.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I agree with
I
that.
agree. I think they had a really solid draft.
I think if they would have picked Justin Fields, I would have put him at an
That's fair. Yeah, I agree. I think I love Justin Fields.
A. Yeah, he's
We've-
gonna be good.
Oh, it's gonna haunt me, but yeah. They did have some fun UDFAs that they signed. They have
Core Davis. Oh no.
No, we're talking about
Yeah.
undrafted.
they have Kenny Yaboa from Ole Miss as a tight end. He was fun. I was watching some Elijah Moore film, and Yaboa came in, occasionally, and he's a good depth piece. They have really crappy tight end depth, so
Yeah.
maybe could be like their second guy and make the roster. But again, a good depth piece. And then they had Hamilcar Rashid Jr. from Oregon State. He's an edge rusher, and he's kind of. I really like this one. I think he should have been drafted earlier. I think he's probably a 5th round guy, and he had a really bad 2020 season, but he was like Russo. He was excellent in 2019. So that could be a fun one that works out really well for them, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
They had a decent free agency.
Yeah.
I like the free agency.
Tyler Croft.
They get Lamarcus Joyner.
Lamarcus
this year.
Joyner.
Yeah, that's a good. They
Corey
have some
Davis.
Good safeties.
Tevin Coleman.
And they're gonna get C.J. Mosley back this year, who's
Yeah.
hasn't. He's like the Jawan James of their team, just hasn't
Yeah.
played yet for them.
But he's actually
Yeah.
good.
But he's really good.
They got Keelan Cole at wide receiver. So they've got a
Yeah, but
stacked wide receiver.
They really do. Wow.
Sheldon Rankins.
Again,
it's
Braxton
awesome.
Berrios. Can't forget him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We keep forgetting about Braxton Berrios.
Gerard Davis.
That's a good.
They could be pretty good.
They
Yeah.
have a really like sneaky
Depending on
good,
Zach Wilson, yeah.
They have a
sneaky
sneaky good
roster.
roster.
They're really young though.
really young, yeah. And they're a few years out anyways,
Yeah.
but
What do you think the record?
they're building well, which is rare for the Jets.
Yeah, that is. I thought, yeah. They're not. I feel like they're not stuck anymore.
Yeah. So let's see. What's their current record?
I
They
think-
went
I
2
think
and
6-11.
Yeah. And again, they were.
Yeah,
2
I like
14,
that.
so
6-11.
6-11.
They're not good enough, or too young to be.
They're
7-11.
5-12.
I'm gonna look at.
Yeah, I'm going
Uh,
5-12. 6 wins kind of a lot, I feel like.
Let's see. So the
I'm
strength
gonna
of
go
schedule
5-12.
has them.
It's so unpredictable. I feel like
Yeah, I know.
Currently,
they could be a lot better. They could prove some people wrong, or they could just
they have the
do the
fourth.
Jets way.
They have the 4th easiest schedule.
Oh,
I'll give them
technically.
6 and 11.
So I think 6 and 11 is
yeah,
fair.
never mind. Yeah,
that could be a big
6 and
improvement.
11. If they have the easy schedule.
Yeah. I think people would be because I remember last year watching them, and the first few weeks they were just they just looked disinterested. Like,
Well, and the new head coach,
They
they
were
don't have
really
Adam
bad.
Gase anymore,
They don't have Adam Gase. That's
which is
big.
big.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Who is
Robert
that, Saleh?
Saleh. I don't think he's a head coach.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, but I think he'll
a
get
good
he'll
def-
get them fired up at least
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
play because they just as I said,
He'll probably call the defensive
Yeah.
plays
Yeah.
as well.
He'll
And
do
he's a
like
good
Daniel.
defensive
Yeah,
player.
because
He's a great
they fired Greg Williams at Buffoon.
he was
Yeah.
excuse me. Yeah,
I like it. I like what they're doing.
yeah they're sort of they're on the upswing, I guess.
Yeah.
They got rid
compared
of
to
clean
some other
house.
teams.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
Wait.
stuff from the Jets.
What? Yeah. Okay.
All right, so this is going to be part 4. This is the Patriots draft and free agency. I think there's going to be more of an emphasis on free agency here because that's their big thing, is they spent a lot of money on the first day of free agency for some reason, which was everyone freaked out about because that's very un-Bill Belichick-like, but which it is. It's weird, and I don't think it was that good, and I think we all sort of agreed that their free agency was just because they paid a lot of people a lot of money.
They got good
doesn't
players.
make it good. Yeah.
They got good players, but they're overpaying a lot of them.
Yeah, they're just again, just because you give a ton of people all of the money doesn't make it any good. And you have to remember that free agents are, in most cases, not all cases, because sometimes you get cap casualties and sometimes you just get teams that are poorly managed that can't sign everyone, but free agents in most cases are effectively rejects. That the team was like, okay, you're not worth that much, or you're not worth enough to keep our team together.
Yep.
So we're gonna let you go and test free agency, and that's why a lot of free agent signings don't work out, and everyone freaks out about them every year, and then they sort of fail. So, anyways, we'll start with the draft. I guess the big one is Mac Jones.
Should we start with the draft or free agency?
Draft.
I think the draft.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they picked Mac Jones at 15. They picked Mac Jones at 15. I like this pick
I like this pick too.
because first of all, they didn't have to move up to get a quarterback, and I'm not a huge fan of Mac Jones, but I think that he's going to the fact that he's going to the Patriots is very good for him because they have a history of developing quarterbacks like that, and I think he'll do well for them, and they got him great value out of him too.
Yeah.
I think good. He's gonna be really good.
Yeah, I think that whole unathletic stuff is overblown. Like,
Yeah.
it's just it's a weird narrative. It's like,
he's a good thrower.
yeah, and that's
accurate.
what you need. And like Belichick will find his strength. That's what
he,
Belichick does.
he doesn't have amazing arm strength.
He's
but
also
it's good.
pretty intelligent too.
He's he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He graduated in like 3 years. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, okay, he's unathletic, or he looks unathletic. He's still more athletic than you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, John. You're more athletic than Mac Jones. Have a cookie. But yeah, I mean,
He's a pocket passer. I mean, no one's looking for a pocket passer these days. Everyone wants like a Trey Lance, someone who can just.
Yeah.
Like, why
That's
not?
why I think he fell to them.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a great passer,
Yeah, I agree.
and he's gonna do
He
amazing.
is terrible. Like he has no mobility. That actually will be a problem. He did run into a lot of sacks in college.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and he waits a long time to throw.
Yeah.
But he
That's
can
the-
learn. He can.
His
learn.
pocket presence is not good.
Yeah.
That was my worry with him.
Yeah.
And what I saw is that he waits a long time to throw, and I
Mhm.
think it's because he overanalyzes stuff.
Yeah.
So if he trusts himself more, it could work out. But like
Hopefully,
I think he
yeah.
took like the longest to throw out of any of these big quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah, well,
he
but
had a
on-
very good offensive line.
He had a very good
for-
offensive line,
and the
true.
best receiving core in the country.
Yeah, so it worked out. So he had the time. But if he had been
Yeah.
on a team with that, and that's where I think the talent around him does.
Yeah.
Because normally, that's the other narrative is that people say like, oh, he's got a bunch of talent around him, and
Which
that's
is
that
true.
helped him, which is true. But like, all of these and they're going to have more talent around them in the NFL. So it doesn't. It's again, it's a weird narrative that people sort of latch onto.
Well, yeah, but that's relative to their competition.
I know it's relative to their competition, but like, when they're in college and they have a bunch of talent around them, that talent is still not as good as what they're going to have in the NFL. So if they're benefiting from that talent
Well,
around them in college, they're still going to benefit from talent around them. I get that it's relative and I guess it yes, if your team is more talented than the other, you're going to win. But that's the same in the NFL, and
Okay.
I sort of
Yeah.
lost my
Okay,
my
yeah,
train
me
here,
too. But okay, on to their next pick. Should we go to the next
okay,
pick?
we'll just move
Yeah.
on.
I love this pick, Christian Barmore.
Oh, I like this too.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is a
good.
nice pick.
They're going with the Bama brothers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they go Bama.
They go
Yeah,
Bama,
back to back
Bama,
Bama.
back to back.
Oklahoma too.
Really?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah. So, but no, I like Barmore as well.
Yeah, and then right after
He
that
kind
they
of
get
slid to them.
He really did.
they traded up to get him, but
At what pick?
38.
Yeah,
Which
I mean, he was projected to
he's
go
the best
within the
D-tackle
first.
in the draft.
Yeah, they thought he was
by
going to go in the first.
a significant amount.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah, he should have probably been picked in the late teens, early 20s.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but he's-
nice. That's really good value.
Good value.
He's a big.
And then they follow that up with Ronnie Perkins, who I like a lot. stacking their D line.
Yeah, Ronnie Perkins.
So they'll have-
Perkins is really good. He's really good at getting around the edge.
Yeah.
He's got that bend move.
He's just not very big.
Yeah, and that's the only.
That's the
issue I
knock.
saw.
Yeah, but that you can Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a D tackle, Ronnie Perkins, and
He's just DN.
he's smaller than Aaron Donald too.
It would he play in a 3-4
Donald goes
4-3?
through the middle too.
Yeah,
Perkins is.
Would he
okay.
play 3-4-4-3?
I think the Patriots are 4-3, right?
Offseason.
Yes, they are a.
Yeah, well then he's like
They're
edge rusher.
3-4.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. He's an edge rusher regardless.
The other thing with Perkins is that he's so strong.
Yeah,
Like
he,
there was a few reps in the Oklahoma State game last year where he just threw Tevin Jenkins.
I was at that game.
Were you?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe not this year.
And Tevin
You
Jenkins
mean?
got tossed.
Did you mean this
It was
season?
this season.
Never mind.
He just tossed Tevin Jenkins, which people don't typically do. 'Cause Tevin
Yeah.
Jenkins is small.
Yeah, they loved him. It's probably because Tevin Jenkins didn't have his contacts in or something.
He's got those goggles on all the time. I see you.
And then another Oklahoma player, Randre Stevenson. What do you think about him, Charlie?
You know, I don't know that much about
What,
him.
what round?
I think he's just a bruiser.
He
With
looks
round
like
4.
it. He's got a big frame.
Yeah, I think he's just like a bruiser. Who do they have right now?
They have.
They still have
James-
Sony Michel.
They have Damian Harris, who's actually.
Oh
pretty good
yeah, I
last
like
year.
him. Yeah, so I
Sonny
don't think.
Michel, James White. They have a good.
Yeah,
running
there's
back
no
group.
reason to take a running back.
Yeah,
there.
this is
Yeah.
just a
I
bruiser.
don't
I
think
don't
this
like
is a
that.
good
passed
pick.
on.
It's a
let's
bad
see.
pick.
Who was on the board too?
Well, it's
Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba.
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 Chuba
Hubbard.
Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hut.
He was on the board. I'd rather have him than that other dude.
Let's see. So they took him in the
Yeah, me
4.
too. But they clearly chose the Sooners over the Pokes.
Oh my gosh, Tylan Wallace was here,
Oh yeah, that would have been a nice pick.
and they need. I guess they just resigned all those bummies.
No, their receivers are terrible.
Well, they just signed all those bummy ones. They have like a ton of average ones.
I know, but they're terrible.
Yeah, I know. Well, they don't need
Who is
another
it?
one.
It's like Aguilar.
Oh.
Tylan Wallace isn't going to be better than.
Yeah,
They
he
also.
is. He's better than Aguilar. Yeah.
Yeah, for 11 million a
Yeah,
year.
and he's better than
I
Tyrell
thought you said he
Williams.
was a budget.
And he's better than Tyrell Williams.
They also could have taken Marco Wilson, who I like more than Stevenson. He's not a running back, but he's a corner.
Wait, what pick is this?
We're talking about the running back Randre Stevenson out
Yeah.
of Oklahoma. Pick 120 in the 4th round.
He's a big back.
Yeah, I know. That's
He's
just a
very big,
bruiser.
But again, they have Damian Harris, who's good in the
Yeah, I think
pass
he's
game.
Yeah,
also.
but
it'll work.
He's a bruiser like that too, though.
He is.
But Bill loves like LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Like
Yeah,
he
maybe
loves
this
like
is
the
like-
big backs that he could just slam
Send
up the middle.
Yeah.
Like that's why he uses the what's that fullback on the
Oh.
Patriots?
That Devlin,
Oh no, yeah, no, definitely.
James Devlin, I think.
Yeah. He loves the big ones.
Oh, and
Then they have Rex Burkhead.
Do they still? He's still on
I don't know, maybe not.
there. I don't see him there, but they might. Yeah.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. So I mean, okay pick.
Oh, he's a free agent. They let him walk.
I'd give the Stevenson pick like a C. It's just, I don't know. But
Yeah.
there weren't many better players
I don't think-
available, really.
They didn't really have a great after the first 3 picks. I don't think they really did anything special.
Yeah. I liked.
Except for way late.
Yeah, with who?
McDrone.
He was good. Yeah.
You like Cameron McGrone?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a decent.
He just has short arms. Gets stuck too many blows.
Oh, and based on how the way they've developed their tackles, I mean, William Sherman will probably be pretty good.
But also.
And he's a CU tackle. Last time the Patriots had a tackle from CU.
No, it's true.
Nate
yeah,
Soldier.
And then they shipped him off to New York for the bag.
No, he was a free agent.
Yeah.
The thing
He
about
was an All-Pro at his prime.
Yeah, well, did you see how much money he signed for the
Yeah.
Giants? That was like the most ever for a while.
the thing about the McGrone pick is, like in free agency, obviously they signed Jalen Mills, but they don't have that. They don't
Oh,
have a
they
great
did.
safety duo. They have Devin McCourty still, who's good, but Talanoa Hufanga went like 4 picks after the McGrone pick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and also Shamar John Charles was the pick directly after McGrone. So
49ers got a steal.
they did get a steal and Hufanga laid in. So I mean,
Decent. I like the draft. I think it's a
decent.
good draft.
I think it could have been better for sure, but
I think, I mean, the first 3 picks are great, and then nothing really to note after that.
I agree with that. Trey Nixon,
They're off,
kind of a
yeah.
big receiver, but probably won't make the team. They don't have any receivers though, so he will.
Their off season is just mostly free agency, I think.
So if we want to transition over to free agency for the Patriots, we can
Yeah, so
cover that.
who they get? Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry, 2 tight ends, and they're paying them both.
Trent Brown,
They're like what?
Judon,
Oh, Trent Brown, wow.
Henry Anderson, Jalen Mills,
Wow.
Also, one thing,
Kendrick Bourne.
I'll do the UDFAs really quick because they only did one, which was really interesting. They've only signed one UDFA, which is kind of uncharacteristic for Belichick. So he's just doing everything different this year, I guess. But it was a kicker from Michigan, and he was pretty good at Michigan, but it's odd because there's pretty good ones available.
Who's their kicker right now?
Currently they have Stokoskowski. No, it's Nick Folk. So
I'm trying to think. I feel like he was not great, but he wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I think he's an average
he's
kicker.
average kicker.
he,
I think he's maybe a
92%.
little bit above average.
Yeah.
he's like
They must like this kicker though.
he's very average.
Yeah.
If you're signing a kicker, I mean, why would you
Yeah.
want a backup kicker?
Yeah, I think it could just be a camp body, but
Yeah.
I mean, again, if they only signed the one, then there must be something that they like about him more than every other
Yeah.
guy that didn't get drafted. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of notable, but it was odd. But yeah, sorry, we can go back into the free agency, the actual free agency, not the.
Well,
All right, we'll do it one by one. Okay. What do you think, Matt Judon, for $13.6 million
It's
a
awful.
year?
It's awful. I don't think Matt Judon is good at all. And they're giving him $13
I like
million
it.
a year. Really, you like that?
I like it.
They're overpaying for an average player who benefited from playing
13
on a
was
great
not
defense.
amazing.
Yeah, and he's
13
also
mil is
29.
Quite a bit. Yeah, and he's 29.
Yeah, but it's only for what, how many years?
4. I mean, 2 years guaranteed, but
4 years.
still like.
All right, we'll see.
Next one.
Trent Brown,
I like that. Or how much money?
$9 million a year.
Oh, that's godly. That's really
Yeah,
good.
that's a really good deal.
That's a very good signing.
They have a good offensive line now.
Yeah, him and
Yeah.
Onwenu.
Onwenu,
Onwenu.
and then I
They
guess
still have
their
that guy.
center
Who's
is
Shaq
David
at?
Andrews,
They still
Shaq
have Shaq,
Mason.
yeah.
So I guess they have one tackle position that's
They just lost Joe Thuney. That's it.
yeah. But they had really impressive guard depth and center depth,
Yeah,
so
they're-
it doesn't really.
Great offensive line.
Kyle Van Noy.
He was good under Belichick, so I think it could work out. They got him for kind of cheap in my opinion.
$6 million.
Because
I
I,
like
think
that.
Miami was paying him what, like 10 a year.
Yeah,
So
he's getting a
10
lot.
to 12. So yeah, I think that was a good signing.
Hunter Henry for $12.5 million. I don't like that.
No.
He's not worth that.
How much are they paying Jonnu?
12.5.
They're both getting paid 12.5. So they're spending 25 million.
They're
On the tight
guaranteed.
end.
They've guaranteed was that $64 million to tight ends over the next 3 years,
That's
pretty much.
That's ridiculous. I think if they just signed one of them, I'd be okay with it. Like, just pick whichever one you like more. I'd probably
I'd say Jonah.
go Jonnu too because
Yeah,
he's a
go
better
Jonnu.
receiver,
And
and
he's-
they don't really have any
Yeah.
receiving threats at all.
A year younger.
Yeah, they have
Yeah.
a lot of free agents.
Yeah, I don't think it was necessary.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because also, like, if they had waited like a day longer, because they did all of this on like the first day. I remember that.
Yeah,
the free
yeah, they
agency.
probably could have gotten them all for cheaper.
They would have gotten them for cheaper, and they could have gotten also better players. Not necessarily in tight ends, but like in other areas. Like, again, I hate the Jalen Mills signing.
Yeah, we'll
For-
talk about that one. Jalen Mills,
How much is he?
$6 million a year.
It's an overpay. I mean,
It's not that
That's
bad.
it's not that bad, but I hate Jalen Mills. I
He's
don't
solid
think
corner depth. I feel like though.
Yeah,
Even
but I
if he's
think
like your fifth guy.
I think they expect him to be a starter. Because again, I mean, you're
Well, they got Gilmore. What's that? J.C. Jackson.
J.C. Jackson. You have McCourty, and then your other safety is
yeah.
kind of crappy though.
They draft.
I mean,
they
they
got.
drafted Joshua Bledsoe in the is it sixth.
Oh wait, no. What about Kyle Duggar?
Yeah, he could be good.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. He was last year.
Yeah.
But was he D2?
Yeah.
So-
Drafted like 41 or something.
They
The
signed-
most Belichick pick ever.
They got Kendrick Bourne for $5 million a year.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He's like a fourth receiver.
Have we talked about Aguilar
Oh,
at 11
that
mil?
one's funny. That's way overpaid.
11 mil. Yeah, that's insanely overpaid.
Yeah,
He's terrible too.
He was okay last year for the Raiders. Like, kind of came back.
Yeah.
And had a little bit of a resurgence, but does not. It just does not warrant 11 million a year. I think his contract should be like 6 to 8.
I think like 4 to 5.
That's fair, yeah.
Because there's just, like there's
I'd be
still a
generous.
chance that he could go back to what he was before
That's very true.
being
Yeah.
on the
It's
Raiders.
just drop more.
Yeah.
And then they just signed a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Just that don't. I mean, they just signed.
Devon.
Oh yeah, Devon, good show. Sort of overrated defensive tackle for Miami.
7.5 mil a year.
Wow.
Yeah, a little bit much.
It is a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
What about, okay, so what are your record projections?
I like their team.
No, but actually, first of all, who do you think is going to be their QB?
Oh, that's a good point.
Mac.
Mac will.
Really?
I don't think he'll start week 1.
I think their season depends entirely on it. I think they'll be better if they start Mac.
They'll start.
I think Bill realized.
I think they'll go 10-7.
No way.
I guess because you get that extra game in there. Because 9 and 7. I guess
Yeah.
last year 9 and 7.
They didn't get 9 and
They
7.
they have a tough schedule though.
Oh my god. Okay, fine. 9 and.
Wait, no, they don't.
8.
Sorry.
No.
They apparently have a pretty easy schedule.
They're going
Sorry,
7 and 10.
I read that one wrong.
Wow, I'm going 10-7.
I'll split the middle. I'll go 8 and 9.
Yeah, I like 8 and 9.
8 and 9. I don't. Let's see. They play Carolina. Or no, wait. Let's Miami, New York, New Orleans, Tampa,
It's kind of hard.
Houston, Dallas. Yeah, they could go on a little run early in the
Houston,
season.
they're gonna lose to Houston. Houston sucks.
Yeah. So I mean.
Wait, did we grade the draft?
We did not. We did not grade the draft yet.
I'll give it a B. B plus.
Yeah, I think a B plus.
Yeah, B plus.
Again, they were like one of those that got ranked. They got ranked 6th in composite rankings,
That's
which
ridiculously high.
I like that.
they got a couple A pluses from people, which from PFF gave them an A plus, which I don't really.
Because
see
of
that.
the Barmore.
Probably, and Mac and PFF loves when teams take quarterbacks, so that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Anyone can go on in that PFF draft simulator and just draft a quarterback and get an A plus for their own draft. So
You could take Kellen Mond.
you could. Yeah.
Huh.
Just take him
A plus.
first.
GM of the year.
Yeah, so I think that 6th is probably too high for them as far as draft.
Maybe like around 10 or something.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe an okay draft.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Peace.
All right, so this is the final part. We had a few extra minutes to kill, so figured we'd transition over to the Avs versus Blues hockey series and sort of give our opinions, our thoughts, and maybe some predictions about what'll happen in the future with that.
Yeah, so as of right now, the Avs are up 1-0 on the Blues. Game 2 tonight in Ball Arena. The home crowd will be buzzing. Should be a good game. The Blues, their goalie Jordan Binnington, and one of their best players, one of the assistant captains, Vladimir Tarasenko, But neither of them were in the morning skate, so there's a chance they might not be playing tonight, which would be a big
Huge.
loss for the Blues.
Yeah, and they already don't have David Perron,
Yeah.
their top scorer. So
Yeah, and I think because of like Perron being out and other factors, and the Avs just being, I think, the best team in the NHL, I think this is going to be a sweep.
a vastly superior team.
Yeah, I think this series is going to be 4-0 sweep. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I think that there's a chance that I don't know. I don't know if Perron will come back. If Perron comes back and maybe
Yeah, but I don't think he's a big enough factor as to where the Avs won't sweep.
no, but I think that they could maybe steal a game in there. I still think the Avs are going to dominate all of the games in this series.
Let's just say there's no way the Avs don't end up in the second round.
I agree. I absolutely. I would put a lot of money on that.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't win much money on that. It's,
Yeah, it's heavily favored.
odds have shifted now. It's almost impossible to make any money on that. So yeah, that would be. I don't know. That game the other night was fun though.
Yeah,
It was like
it was a big statement game.
it was.
Landeskog started off with beating the crap out of.
Shen.
Yeah, Braden Shen or Luke Shen. Which one?
It's Braden Shen.
Braden Shen.
Shen's on.
Yeah, I mixed them Shen buddies up.
Yeah, I mean that was a
Yeah,
fun game.
he got the boys going, and
He
then
did.
they just turned it up.
Also,
Asserted dominance for game one.
Kel McCarr
Ooh, nasty.
is so good at hockey. It's just he's incredible.
Best skater in the NHL.
He's incredible.
Over McKinnon?
Yes.
Yes. And
Not
McDavid.
speed, but like fluidity and
Yeah.
motion
Yeah.
and grace, ability, like
Do you-
lateral
do you think
movement.
He's better than McDavid.
Yeah. McDavid's like all this way.
That's true.
McCarr can
He's
do.
straight line.
Yeah, McCarr can go straight line and he can go laterally.
Yeah, those like where he gets up on the edge of the
Yeah.
skate is just beautiful. It's,
Kaprizov's pretty good at that too.
he is, yeah.
Carrillo.
I'd love to see Avs wild.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that means Vegas loses, which
Yeah.
would be awesome.
You want Vegas to lose?
Yeah, because
Yes.
they're a bigger threat to the hometown Avs. Go Avs.
I agree. I'd rather play Minnesota than Vegas. I mean, Vegas is scary.
Are the Lightning in it?
They are.
Yeah, they're up 2-0 on the Florida Panthers.
They kind of dominated them last night too. The
Who are you
first game,
Who's the scariest team?
Carolina.
Vegas.
Not the
think-
Avs?
Well, yeah, other than the Avs, that's what I thought you meant.
Are
I
Avs
like the
favorite?
scariest team to the Avs.
Uh,
That's what I interpreted the question.
anyone. Yeah, I think Vegas is scariest to the Avs because they're the most physical, and we're not.
Yeah.
But I think the scariest team, aside from the Avs, just in general, is Carolina.
That's a
So good.
bold statement. Nah,
They're
I
just-
can agree with that.
They just don't have really a weakness.
Yeah. Goalie.
No, even I mean, their goalie's been good this year.
Yeah, but he's still. I don't know.
Nedeljkovic, Mrazek.
They're not. That's their only like. I feel like that's still a weakness though.
Kind of.
It's like our Grubauer. Like Grubauer's better than their goalies.
It's true. It's true.
And
Yeah,
go-
I think both of those. Actually, that's a good comparison because I think Grubauer and the Carolina goalie group have had inflated stats this year. Because I don't think they're as good as their stats say.
Yeah.
The teams are just ridiculous. So it's
Mhm.
fine. 'Cause, I mean, you face 20 shots a game, you're going to have good stats regardless. But that was, yeah. I would love to see an Avs Carolina final. I think that'd be fun. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's,
It's
again,
gonna be
that's
the future.
the best hockey, yeah. But
Who's on Carolina?
they've got
Svechnikov,
Svechnikov, Aho, Natchez,
Dougie Hamilton,
Jacob Slavin's good,
Hayden Fleury, Brett Pesci.
Tavos Irvinen, Niederreiter.
Do they still have Mr. Game 7?
No, he retired. But
Who's got the C? Oh yeah, Slavin.
yeah, right. So what's your prediction for tonight's game?
I think the Avs are gonna take it home 3-2.
3-2.
Yeah, McKinnon's gonna get 2 points, and I think the defensemen are gonna have some goals tonight. 2 goals from defensemen in my prediction.
I'm gonna say 6-2.
Wow.
Because I don't think they're gonna have.
Oh,
Bennington.
Bennington. Yeah,
And I think that they get a couple because
Yeah.
I think we might like
I think
they
at
might
most,
get a couple early.
At most, I see them getting 3 though.
Yeah, that's fair.
They couldn't effectively attack us
Yeah,
in game 1.
I think that they could get a couple off the bat or like
Yeah.
off the start because we get lazy, but yeah. All right, so we got 3-2 and 6-2.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for listening to episode 1 of the IR guys.